Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Let me see who all up this time of the night. Hey, Coffee. Hey, sis, how you doing? Hey, Twilight Gardner. Good to see y'all good folks up this time of night with me. Y'all know we usually stay on late anyways, coming through. Hey, Chris. How y'all doing tonight? Hey, Coffee. Another coffee. This coffee cake. Happy to see you're smiling. Twilight Gardner, everything turned out better than I could have ever imagined it being. Now I can come on here and laugh a little bit about this part of the process. Chris says she half sleep, but I've been thinking of you today. I appreciate that. I felt like y'all was along with me today, for real, for real. So I'm gonna tell y'all know when I had came on here, ain't he dope coffee? Y'all know I came on here and one of my worst nightmares about this process was having a port put in, because I've seen many ports in my lifetime, because I used to be a driver of people with that go to dialysis and all of those kinds of things. So I wasn't differentiating between the two different things or whatever, right? So there are a lot of different kinds of ports. So it was scary for me to see like how people that take dialysis have those kind of ports or whatever. And in my mind, that was the kind of port that I was going to receive. Well, one of the things that I learned along the way, and remember I had told y'all I was trying to stay away from uh Google MD, where you go on there, you be looking up everything, trying to figure stuff out. So I was staying away from like Googling things. So um foot, arm, I was scared for you. Yes. Oh my God. Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. I remember that. So, we done seen a whole lot in our lifetime before. So I was scared. I was scared that that's what they was going to give me. And I'm just like, from all the different things I do and everything, I didn't want, my fear would be like I would bump into something or I would rip that thing out or something like that. So it made it very scary to even think about that. And I just was thought how it's gonna make me just not be able to do nothing. So, anyways, so y'all know my doctor had pushed it up faster because I wasn't supposed to have this procedure done until Thursday. But they called me and asked me to come in this morning and go ahead and get it done. And like I was so devastated. So um I just came, went in, and by the time I got up this morning from talking to you all and stuff last night, I just made peace with it that this was going to happen and just let me go ahead and get it on over with. So, y'all see what my port looked like, right? That's my port right there. That's what my port turned out like. And right here, I don't really want to touch it right there because I'm not in no pain or anything right there. It's like numb. But up under the cut is there, and up underneath it is the port. That's right there. You don't see anything or know nothing. It's just like when they get ready to do the chemo, they're gonna put a needle through this part right here where it has like a little bubble or a plastic or something thing up underneath there. And it's like accessing a vein, and then they put the medicine through there. So that's my port. Now this one in my neck, I can't really tell y'all what that one is about, and I missed out on that one, so I don't know why I have I don't know why the hole is there in my neck, but to be honest with you, this one right here, I don't feel nothing. This is numb. It kind of feel like it's starting to get itchy. So I have to remember not to touch it because it's numb right now. But my neck feel like I got a crook in my neck, or you know, like if you have an IV in your arm and they leave the catheter there and it feel like you don't want to move your arm or something like that because it just feel weird or whatever. That's what my neck feel like right now. So if anybody know anything about um the part what they did to the neck, then let me know because I don't know about it. I'm just being honest. I didn't ask the doctor. It didn't mean that my sister didn't ask them and she don't know the information. It's just that I don't know what the hole in my neck was about. So if anybody know anything about that, then let me know what it mean before I be done went to Google. Um Coffee, y'all say y'all related, girl. Y'all, Coffee with K is another one of my sisters. Y'all get into it. That's sis right there. Coffee cousin. So, hello, Tasha and chat. Hey, TT, how you doing tonight? Oh, that is different. Yeah, it is really different. Nothing close to what I thought, and so me having the emotional meltdown was about the picture that I had in my head. What you say, Chris? No, don't Google. Don't do it. Yes, don't Google, child. Yeah, I I like have a lot of people that has been through this and stuff before. Did they do a nerve blocker? I don't think so. I don't think so. They didn't tell me that they did anything like that. Actually, they couldn't have done a nerve blocker because the routine, actually what they want to do is anytime that I have chemo, prior to me going to chemo, um they already sent in me a prescription because Friday is my first chemo. um you put a blob of lidocaine on top of it and you cover it with press and seal and you leave it on an hour before your appointment and they remove the press and seal once you get there and they clean it off and then they put the IV in it. I kind of want to experience it without the lidocaine because what is necessarily painful for somebody else is not necessarily painful for me. I've given birth to 9 children and mostly every single one of them without any pain medicines or whatever. So I have a high pain tolerance. But for right now, until this heals up, yeah, I don't want to experience it without the lidocaine. So I think I'm gonna use the lidocaine to do it. But always have always leave with more family from here. Got a cousin now. Alrighty, I know that's right. But yeah, I just came on to tell y'all that this situation, my mind had took me far and beyond anything that I can imagine. I thought this was going to be horrible. I thought I was gonna wake up crying and the first thing when I realized that I was woke, I told the lady, I said, "Where is the port at?" I said, "Where is it at?" And at first, they had the leads they put on you like to keep up with your heartbeat and stuff like that. It was in the middle of my chest, like in between my boobs, right here. And I was like, "Oh my God, that's it right there." And then I looked down, and I was like, "Oh, that ain't it. That's a lead right there." I was like, "Where's the thing at?" Because I'm looking for it to be like here, from the way the doctor was pointing at um before he did it. And child, this thing is so close to. Look how close it is to my armpit. It's very close to my armpit. So I was like, I didn't think that it would be over in that area. So, but anywho, it turned out way better than I could have imagined. And thank you very much, Midtown. How you doing tonight? So that's what I came on here to tell you all, is that this is what the port looks like. And again, I asked the question, so I'm taking y'all along the journey with me. So somebody, if anybody knows about the part that they did in the neck, I don't know what that part was for, but I gotta figure that out. And if I don't learn it before my next appointment, then I'll be asking the doctor, why you put a hole in my neck? That's what I'm asking. Why did you put a hole in my neck? What was that for? So, um, there was something else that I was gonna tell y'all about. Mm, what was the other thing? Oh, you talking about God putting people in place. So when I was getting ready to leave the hospital, this lady been taking care of me all this time. Now this the second time that this done happened, right? How about this lady telling me my same story, right? The lady says to me, now I don't need, first of all, I don't even know that she's ever had cancer or anything. Very pretty lady. She looked like she may be from Hawaii or something, right? So she said, just started telling me her story as she taking me downstairs. I'm being discharged. She was like, when I first um know that I was that I had cancer, and instantly I was like, what in the world? So she shocked me with that. She said, I found out that I had cancer when I started to stop worrying about everybody else and taking care of myself. And she said one of the first things that I started to do was I set me up an appointment to have my first massage. And when she went and set that massage up, she said the person that was giving her the massage felt a lump in her neck by her thyroids. And she told her, she said, you have a lump in your neck. And she was like, oh, okay then. So she was thinking that maybe a lymph node or whatever. Hey, Mama Global, I got a question for you. And so she went to have that lump checked out. And come to find out that lump was cancer, and it was able to be removed, and she didn't even have to end up going through chemo. But that's how she went through. And when she helped me to get in the car, and she was just reminding me of the things I did, because the first thing I did, I ain't allowed to lift anything heavier than 10 pounds. And she said, just think about it as a milk jug. Anything heavier than a milk jug, don't pick it up. So she was like, hey, she cooks. She was like, don't do it. So the first thing, I get to climb up into the truck, what I do, I grab onto that arm holder to pull myself up in the truck. And she was like, you can't even do that. She was like, you have to realize that's the same thing as you picking up something heavier than the jug. So it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go through this. I gotta go through this for 4 weeks where I can't do that. And that's all I know how to do is get up in the truck. But anyways, her telling me her story was, mind you, I've been telling y'all all I know how to do is take care of other people and throw myself on the back burner all the time. How did I find out about this right here? Focusing on myself. Focusing on myself. Listening to what's going on, because usually, let me tell you something, when I be in pain and stuff and I need to go to the doctor or something like that, the first thing I do is start considering somebody don't want to be bothered with me by driving me to the hospital. So I'm going to drive my own self to the hospital, this, that, and the other. So as soon as I start focusing on that kind of stuff, whether it is I had to drive my own self or whatever, I'm going to take care of me. So y'all take care of yourself. You can't take care of your kids if you don't take care of yourself. But Mama Global, while I have you in here, and I see you say you left me a message, I have to go and check it out. You left me a message. finally. We all need to do more of that. Absolutely. Take care of ourselves. So, Mama Global, today I got the port put in. You see that right there. I actually call that beautiful because what I thought they was gonna do to me had done told my spirits down, but to me that looks okay. I can live with that. That's great. But why is this one here? What is that hole for right there? I don't know why they put that hole there. Can you possibly give me some insight on that? I'm sure my sister has the information, but I haven't asked her yet, and she go to bed like really really early. So do you know why the extra hole is there in the neck? You got your wounds. You can cover it with a tattoo. You know, I ain't never had no tattoo in my life, Mama Global. I ain't never wanted one either. I'm scared of tattoos. Yeah, I think I'm just wear. I'm just gonna wear the. See right there, that already started. That already started my tattoo. Maybe if they when they go back in to take it out, maybe I tell them to do it this way. Make the line go this way the next time, so then it'll make a T, and then I have a tattoo that I ain't have to go and get done. I have a tattoo. I have a T on my shoulder right there for T Tashana. There you go. Okay, you say you can't see it. Let me see. There's a Let me see. Can I turn on a light or something? Shine a little bit more light on it. Cause it ain't no. It's not a big hole, but and I don't want to touch it or nothing. But I don't know if you can see that, Mama Global. You see that one right there? And it's almost like it's maybe like the line going through there or something. I don't know. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. But I don't know. I can't make sense of why that extra hole was put there. Um, um, you say you always have taken care of others, including me. And I did it, and it was always my pleasure to. Coffee with K was. Listen, Coffee with K. I'm gonna mess around and be done called your real name. So if I get caught slipping, then boo, forgive me. Forgive me. But just sometimes I forget like that I've been encouraging people and stuff for so long to do right by themselves. And but I've never taken those words and used them for myself. So I always say though, sometimes the encouragement that I give to somebody else, one of these days I might need that encouragement, and you have to turn around and give it right on back to me. So right now I'm getting a strong dose of all of that because you definitely sent me a message today of some things that I done told you before and had forgot that I done say it to you. So thank you for the reminder. Mother had one. I had a different procedure. Okay. I couldn't see it on my cell phone. Usually they put one in there in case of blood transfusion needed, but just ask the people on your paperwork. You know what? And they did say something about that because sometimes they say, now that's another thing that I don't want, and I'm praying that I never have to get one. But I also know that it's a possibility that you may have to get a blood transfusion. So they did say something to me about that, but I'm still gonna ask. I just thought it's a couple of people that done been through this situation, so I just thought maybe I asked. I had cried. I had Creole to the cervix. Oh, okay then. Okay, no, don't stretch. Now I'm just turning my neck because let me tell you something. It feels really weird to have that there. It just kind of feel like the thing, but that piece right there, um, this the cut right there on the side does not. I don't feel anything from that. It's still numb from the surgery today, which they said it would be kind of like, getting a tooth pulled or something like that. You told me when I change, everything around me changes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I always believe that once you start to change, either people gonna move out the way, or they gonna move right along with you. Everything. When you decide to change, everything that's around you changes with you. Or it moves along. And that's still a change, right? God finally set your butt down. Right. Right, Mama Global, because it's a lot of things, and I've been hearing for a long time to like focus on myself, and I kept trying to do it like in little increments or whatever like that, and then I felt like there is a certain point where I felt like it's selfish to focus on yourself like that, um, and that's just the way I felt about it. So learning how to be selfish. Um, I think it's the thing what I tell y'all. Hell, I done gave everything away. I ain't got nothing in the bank account. So now I got to lay down somewhere and get my bank account full. And let me tell you something. Today, some things got switched around because everybody is looking out for my best interest. And when I tell y'all, I got a team of people that's really looking out for me. So I ran into one situation, or I come to one of my team members' house, and today was like Christmas for me. I had so many gifts, and not just regular old gifts. You know what I'm saying? The things that are on my list that I didn't get to go and finish getting because I've been knocked off of my course by having to go and get this surgery done today that was supposed to be done on Thursday. So it blocked a lot of things that I was planning to go and do, only to come to one of my team players' house and find out that she done went shopping for me and bought me all kinds of stuff, things that I may need when I go to my chemotherapy visits and all of that. And my plan was to sit down and show you all those things and everything, but I ain't gonna show y'all tonight because I don't feel like pulling all of those things out right now. But talking about blessed today, absolutely. And still, I still had that feeling of, ooh, I feel icky inside, because I'm not used to that. I'm used to, like, I like to give people stuff with looking for nothing in return. I like to cook for people. I like to feed people. That's one of the things. Coffee with Kay and me, honey, we'll come up with something in a few minutes and have 134 people and ain't asked them for a thing. Come on, just eat. Let's get this thing going, just to have fellowship and have good times with people. And we'll come up with some stuff now. Mother kept scratching at hers, but she had stage 4 brain cancer. I think she was ready to go home to glory. Mine kind of, the way it feels is like I feel like I want to reach over and like scratch it, so I have to remind myself, girl, don't you reach over there and scratch none of that. You'll recover in no time. Thank you. You're young and in great health, so that's excellent. God sat me down and reminded me I'm the glue of the family, so I had to remember to take care of me as well as others. Yep. Stay positive and in prayer. That will get you through this time. I'm sure gonna try to keep remembering that, but I got enough people that when I forget about it, they gonna remind me every chance they get. Yep. So yeah, itchy is healing. It just and right now it's just they saying that there's no showers, no any of that stuff. They said tomorrow I get to I can be able to do that. Y'all hold on just 1 second for me, please, and thank you. I'll be right back. Ugh. You all right? Yes. old lady status. Okay, y'all. I'm back. I'm sorry. Um. Okay, let me see. Yep, we held her hand all the time. She wasn't able to pull it out. Um, not me. Shoot, you made. Okay then. Uh, they good. Oh, not me. Shoot, you made that 50 weight. Y'all don't know about that 50 weight. Yeah, we used to have that 50 weight. That was that pound cake with that homemade cream cheese on there and everything. That thing was, everybody was asking for that. They taking good care of you. God is good. Absolutely it is. And already my niece done already told me. She say, let me tell you something. Don't come in here and try to be straightening up nothing. Don't be adding on. Just sit your ass down somewhere. She know me like a book. Hey, Shalissa, what are you doing up this time of night? I remember I met you and others around that time. You all kept me sane. So I'll always be grateful for your friendship. Yeah, thank you, Mama Global. And the thing is, I looked at you, Mama Global, and you reminded me of my Aunt Mildred that took care of us in ways that was I in listen, if I had to go back and I think about it, you and my Aunt Mildred could be sisters of how much y'all look alike. And so you reminded me of her, and I didn't have any idea until the one day that you told us. You, well, probably everybody else knew, but I hadn't known you in that way. Um to know that you had cancer. I think when I first started talking to you, I was telling you about something that I was going through with my daughter not wanting to check herself out. And she still hasn't done that, but just like her mama, what is she doing? She checking on me, making sure I'm all right and everything, but she still hasn't checked on herself in that way. And so hopefully through me getting myself straight on everything, that I can encourage her also in this area without bothering her, if you understand what I mean. Just do, talk about what I do and do what I do, and maybe she can understand, to go and, check herself out. You know what I'm saying? So, um, here everyone, I'm late, but I'm here. I was sleeping. I know that's right, Shalissa. Get that sleep, girl. Coffee, you say you started your Shauna Berry seeds. Well, tell us what your Shauna Berry seeds is. What they made out of? What they made out of, girl? That girl done name. That girl done name her thing Shauna Berry. Shauna Berry seeds. I love it. Uh, yeah, yep, that's exactly. And then all I remember is from that point, Mama Global, you started encouraging me. And I never thought it to be that I would be sitting in a room of people that I've never physically met before or know nothing, but I had a weight on me that I needed to get up off of me that day. And never did I know that. Yeah, that was, yeah. That was just, I felt like it was meant to be. And I feel like we touch bases when necessary. And always it's like we feel something going on in the background. We don't necessarily got to say anything to anybody. It's just when you know that you know. That's all it is. um, you have some strong prayer warriors interceding on your behalf. You're good. Thank you very much. And you know what I always say, tenfold. Tenfold. May he give it back to you 10 times more than what you asked for me. In his son, Jesus' name. How you feeling? You've been on my mind all day. Love hearing you. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you very, very much. I am You know the smile on my face tell it all, cause you know if I was down, honey, y'all know y'all gonna feel it. Y'all know I'm gonna be on here crying, face all tore up, can't barely talk or no none of that stuff. I'm telling you, today turned out way better than I ever. If y'all would have seen me when I first came to, all I can remember the lady kept saying, "Breathe, Tashana, breathe, Tashana," because that's been a reason. One of the other times when I had a procedure done that I couldn't wake up from the anesthesia. So this time I did better by coming from under, but you can hear the people keep on telling me over and over again. But when I woke up, the first thing I was doing, I was looking at, I say, where's the port at? Soon as I knew I could open my mouth. Of course, it didn't come out like that because they had a tube down my throat earlier that they had pulled out. So it came out a little something like this. Where's the port at? The lady say, "Oh, it's right there." And I was like, "Right there." And at first, it's like I couldn't even focus to see that it's sitting right there because I'm looking for some kind of cord or something that's hanging out of it or something. There's nothing there to see. There's a scar there, and then that's it. And the little thing on my neck. That's it. There's nothing hanging on the outside of my body, which I thought that's what it was going to be, which is what I was afraid of. I'm scared of like it getting snagged on anything. So I can honestly say to y'all, this turned out better than anything I had imagined in my head. I had a whole nightmare going on in my head, and somebody told me anything. I want to say that it's Girl Face that said it. She said, anything that does not lift your spirit up, it comes from the devil. Anything that's tearing you down, anything that's building you up is coming from God. She say, so in this process, remember, if it's something that feel like it's breaking you down or tearing you down, she say rebuke it and keep on moving. If I think it's her. It might have been several people that said that. Hey, Nisi, hi. Nisi, ooh wee! Somebody went and found a whole bunch of deals and stuff for me today. Let me tell you something. I probably can't leave from out here, but I can't really pick up, I can't really pick up the bags or whatever. Um, to like show y'all, but child, let me tell you something. Nisi, she went and found me some deals. See my look. This my lunch box that she got me so that I can pack my lunch and stuff when I'm going to do my chemo and everything. She said I had to have all kinds of things. It got like a little place that keep your food hot and cold and all that kind of stuff. I was like, when as soon as she pulled that stuff out of the thing, I said, I'm gonna have to do me like a little unboxing of things that I got that people got for me to help me go through this process or whatever. And I was like, and when I first seen this bag, I thought of Nisi and all her like she like to go out shopping and looking for little different bargains and stuff like that. Cause my niece show love a good old bargain that she can find on some good old stuff. But I enjoy that. Them strawberry peels you showed me the other day. I'm gonna grow me some strawberries and I'm gonna call them Shauna berries because you showed me. Look at you, you so sweet, girl. You so sweet. So she called them Shauna berries, and we ain't finished with them yet. I told everybody last because I've been continuing it on my lives. Last night I told everybody who want to grow strawberries, this is a chance for you to go ahead and get your strawberries, peel one of them, put them on your paper towels. If you want to see what we did, go to the live I did night before, the one it's named. We growing strawberries in there. But we're gonna skip tonight with the strawberries. Still, just leave your strawberries on the paper towel, and then probably tomorrow night we're gonna go and we're gonna flake the strawberries off of it. And it'll be fine if your strawberries ain't ready for that yet. But what you need them to do is be dry to the paper, so then it's easy for you to rub the seeds off into your soil. Because we gonna grow us some strawberries. We got people all over the place growing them in cold places, warm places, semi-cold places, so we can all see and learn different ways that we can grow these things, and so we can grow together as a community. Yes, 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 yes. um I'm reading the port TS to a catheter, then to a major vein. The port connects the port connects to a catheter, then to a major vein. Okay, then so that's what it may be. It's just I just didn't understand it. So maybe I can get the doctor to explain it a little bit more, but that makes sense, Twilight Gardner. um she did just imagining. Yes. Let me tell you something. What I seen in my mind, what I seen in my mind is some stuff hanging from out of here. I imagine this big bulky thing like sitting on the outside of my chest and everything like that, and then it had a cord hanging from it. That's what I seen in my head. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have no dream, no nothing like that. It just the thought that was in my head when the man said that we gonna put a port in. As soon as he said he was gonna put a port in, I bust out crying right there in the doctor's office. And he was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I don't want a port. I don't want it because of what I had unseen, already in my life." See, they're just imagining things. That's exactly what I was doing. And shaking rebuke with the quickness. Okay, absolutely. You about to be spoiled. I already feel like it already. I'm glad to know I can send you something. Listen, and this is only one thing. This child done got me pajamas and everything. Make sure I got like a different jacket and stuff that I can wear because she know it's gonna be cold in there. She got me ready. Got me ready. Bought me lemonade, everything already. Um, let me lay this whole body down. Love you, beautiful. Talk to you later. Thank you for coming through, Mama Global. I really appreciate it, and you know what it is. I love you right back. You have a blessed night and a wonderful sleep. Cause I'm sure hoping that's what's gonna happen to me once I lay it down. Did you wake up hungry, hungry, happy? Let me tell you something. For a minute, I started getting mad at them folks today because it was taking. I got there like 10 o'clock, so I was there early. I was supposed to be there at 10:30. They took me right on back to get myself right and everything. So the way we was moving, we was gonna get in early. It didn't take the doctor long to get back there and set me up and everything, tell me what was gonna happen, everything. We was finished doing everything by 12 o'clock, and we still ain't get. My surgery is supposed to be at 12:30. It didn't happen till 1:30 that they took me back. So it was like we spent the whole day there. Then we didn't leave until after 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock today. So it was it was a long procedure. And I'm like, wait a minute, did y'all forget that I ain't had nothing to eat today? And I ain't without no appetite right about now. I want something to eat. But guess what? Then when I came home from the hospital, food was already made for me. I had some chicken and some sweet potatoes. So, I was straight. I was straight. And it was some potato wedges there. So I was like, okay then. Alrighty then. Let's go. So, that ain't take long. I had some people looking out for me, and that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to eat, out of what was there. So Foot's arm is what I thought when you said that I was almost crying. See how coughing me and your brain both went the same way because and it's because of what we had saw. Back in the days, we saw that with our own eyes of how his veins and stuff was popping out and everything. And then too, with me driving those people around and stuff, that's the same thing that I saw. That's the example of the ports that I seen or whatever. So that's what was in the back of my mind. Couldn't change it. And maybe I should have asked the doctor on that day. Can you explain to me what the port is instead of me just assuming? I thought I knew. I thought I knew. And maybe if I'd have known that it was this and it wasn't going to be on the outside of my skin, I would have saved myself a lot of tears. Because I'm telling you, I just left there and I cried almost for the rest of the day. It very sad. The videos are up here. I was a sad puppy thinking that's what was going to happen. Catheter is what people get with dialysis. Totally different. It is very, very different. And the person who you hear coffee saying in the chat, his name Foots, he had a catheter that was made for dialysis. And but that's what we seen back in the days. do you have do you have a PO box or something so we can send you gifts? Love you. Okay. Um okay, love you. Um do you have a PO box or something we can send you gifts to? Twilight Gardener, I've been saying for the longest that I'm going to set up a PO box, and I haven't had enough time in the day to do it because like soon as I told y'all that this stuff was happening, if you go back into my lives, you will see right before I started going back and forth to the hospital, I was supposed to go and set up a PO box that weekend. Never made it there because I jumped up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, the first time that I went to the hospital. And that's been a back and forth thing ever since this happened. And now we here in this place, so I haven't had time to go and do it. And it don't mean that I can't get somebody to go and set it up for me, or whatever. So I may have to end up doing that, but I may have time to go and do it myself. But we'll see. I'm gonna set something up and then I'll I'll let you know. But even just the thought alone, I appreciate that. Sleep well, Mama Glover. That's right. I'm a shop Holly. LOL. I got you. I will get back to you to find out your info. You're my friend in my head. For real, for real. I'm your friend for real. Yes, ma'am. And let me tell you something, Nisi. I used to be a couponer, mad couponer. Let me tell you something. We could go out couponing, start 7 o'clock in the morning, don't come home till about 7, 8 o'clock at nighttime. I'm telling you, serious couponer. Man, please. 3, 4 years ago, we went and did a Dow body wash deal. And while at my friend's house, she pulled out a bottle of Dow. And I was like, where you found this Dow at? Because I like the way that one smelled. It was one sea salt, Himalayan sea salt and something else. And she was like, child, them still them Dow body wash that you coupon for 3, 4 years ago. I was like, what? Yeah, what? Go back on my community wall and stroll down and you will see I got some of the pictures up there, the stuff that we used to coupon for. Man, oh man. Them used to be the days back, but it's hard to get the coupons like it is now. Now you gotta pay for the coupons and all of that stuff. When they used to just throw the little papers on people driveway and stuff like that, they don't do that no more. That's how I used to get all of my coupons together. It's like I go to people's house, knock on their door, and ask them, "Can I have the newspaper on the ground that they keep running over with their car?" And after a while, they started telling me, "You ain't gotta ask me no more. Just if you see it out there, go ahead and get it." And that's how I lined it up like that. Man, please, I used to be out there killing the game with them coupons. Man, I used to have like 100 of every coupon or more like that, and just them buy one get one free deals when they be at Publix and everything. You come home and you ain't paid nothing for them. Publix paying you 46 cents for every 4 bottles of body wash you get. You making money, and then you can go back to the people. And what I used to do is the people that used to let me get their newspaper from off the thing, I wouldn't say nothing to them. Whatever stuff I went and coupon with, and I got some, I would make all of them like bags, and I would get like little shopping bags, one Dixie bags or whatever like that, and I would make them up a shopping bag and just go sit it on their porch and leave away from them until one day they found out that I was the one. Like I would put deodorant, body wash, bar soap. Sometimes I get toilet paper deal. I put them 2 rolls of toilet paper or something, or a pack of toilet paper. All kind of stuff. I just used to make up it. Then I started when I was driving um a car for taking people with disabilities and stuff to the doctor's appointments and stuff. I started figuring out different ways to make them up little boxes and stuff like that. And I would give them to my clients and stuff when they would go home and stuff like that. And it always would be stuff that people needed. I just always been like a person like that. I like to I'm always thinking and being mindful of other people. That's just me. um Oh yeah, so good to hear. Sound good. Definitely get a PO box. Yeah, I gotta. I'm gonna get back onto that. Did you? Yes, you was. I was there. Yep, I can hear you cutting them coupons. Yeah, I used to have a whole table set up, and then my kids started wanting to do it. Mom, can we help you cut out your coupons? Yep, sure can. Here you go. Whole table in the living room. We all sitting down cutting up coupons. I had the whole coupon book. At one point, like every wall in the house was lined with clear bins with all kinds of stuff in there. And then for years, my family never had to buy like laundry detergent, bleach, dish detergent, popcorn. Man, I'm gonna have to show y'all the pictures one day. Like, you know, just used to be very, very nice. Coupon, it was lovely. You can go to the store and buy all of that stuff, get bottles on bottles of laundry detergent. When Publix used to, I don't care how Publix is. Publix was the one of the biggest blessings to me ever. When you know how to put them deals together, they got something that's buy one get one free, and you got a coupon that say take $2 off of this laundry detergent, one of them free, and you can use a $2 coupon on both of them. It taking $4 off when the bottle of laundry detergent is $3 and $4, and you paying 50, 60 cents for a bottle of laundry detergent. Come on, you can't beat that. You getting 2 bottles of laundry detergent for like 50 cents. And oh, don't let them have a coupon in their book, because if you get a coupon out of the P&G book and Publix got a coupon for they that laundry detergent, you can use both coupons and walk out of there, and they probably pay you for the thing. And Publix used to give you the money. If you had coupons and you was getting WIC, you could use a coupon on your WIC stuff. Your WIC, you could get paid back from with your WIC. Man, please, it was all kinds of deals that, yeah, I'm telling you, I'm a natural born hustler. Natural born hustler. We could take 50 cents and turn it into $500. I done told y'all some stories about that too. I told you we had a whole fish fry on the side of the road when our friend passed away, and she ain't have no insurance money. This is a story that I told on. It's in my shorts. Had a fish fry on the side of the road. We turned $40. It was either 20 or either $40. We took that and turned that into almost $1,000. Natural born hustler. Natural born hustler. Let's get it. Uh, but yeah, uh, when something need to get done, we always knew there was a way. We just had 2 or 3 people had to agree together and be on the same page and just make it happen. Beautiful times, yes, and sometimes they pay you. Absolutely. Yep. I remember when the coupon game was strong. I never got into it. Wish I had though. Man, Nisa, let me tell you something. I'm gonna show you some things and I'm gonna tag you in it, Nisa, when I show it to you. And you're gonna be like, oh my gosh. Cause what I used to do is when I was doing it, I used to post it on Facebook. I used to post it on Facebook all the time. And then, I stopped sharing it because, then you start sharing it then more. And I was, just like I am with gardening right now, I always want to show people how to do it so that you can do it for yourself. I don't necessarily want to be the one to do it for you, but sometimes I end myself up in positions like that where I end up doing stuff for people, and then it's like you know that you sometimes end up being getting used or whatever. And sometimes people don't want to learn, they just want you to do it for them, and they keep on doing it for you, you know. So then you have to back away, you have to back off it like that. But the same way, like, I'll be passionate about the garden and stuff, I was passionate about teaching people how you put those coupons together and how you do it. And then I would go and watch other people how they was able to put certain deals together, and sometimes I add some to it and take some away from it. But yeah, you always know how to go and make it work. But guess what? You had to know how to make it work when you had as many as children as I did. We had a lot of kids, and ain't nobody can ever tell you my kids went without. It just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. And I wasn't even working during that time. I was a stay-at-home mom, but I had my own hustles, and the way that I contribute to everything, whatever my husband had to do, I always added to everything that he had then, and always had my own money. Always. Always. I learned so much from you, sis. You just don't even know. Yeah, I'll be forgetting, but the same way you learned a lot of stuff from me, I learned a lot of stuff from you, Coffee with K. I sure did. I mean, let me tell you something. Whether you knew it or not, the way you interacted with your kids was a blessing to me, because I didn't grow up in a place like that where you allow your kids to be free and they are able to express themselves. See, in the time that when I grew up with my mom and them, everything was so suppressed. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't even sit on your bed, you can't do this, and all of that stuff. But just watching you and how you were able to let your kids be so free. I learned a lot of that stuff from you. I had never seen anything like that. I just seen a lot of people just very, very controlling of their kids, that they can't even be themselves by any means. So that's one of the things that I learned from you. Don't let them don't act like they can't live inside of their house. They don't have to keep everything perfect all the time. You just have to put in a little bit more work. It's okay that you have to clean it up instead of trying to make things look perfect all the time for everybody. Put a little work in. It's okay. But that kind of stuff like broke me, because I wanted it. I wanted my house to stay looking perfect, but that's something that my mama instilled in me, that wasn't a good thing, because we didn't enjoy the house that we lived in. It just had to stay like looking like a museum. And how can kids enjoy the house that they live in with it looking like a museum all the time? They're not allowed to touch this, that, and the other. So that was one of the things that I was trying to instill in my kids until you know God said no. He said no. So I'm into the clearance racks. Well, let me tell you something. You talking about my niece that just went and did something. What I love about it is that she always finds very, very nice things, and she pay only a little bit of money. She loved the clearance racks and stuff. Love it. And I still love and cherish the things just as if she paid $1 million for them. Right. Hey, Tammy. Hello everyone. I'm late, but I'm here, y'all. I see all went well with you, Shauna. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It sure did. I had some praying folks over here over the top of me. Yes. Natural born hustler. That's me. I know that's right. Natural born hustler. Some people hustle in different kinds of ways or whatever, but yeah, natural born hustler. Always got figuring it out. Get it done. Um, yeah. Yes, that's the way we grew up. Sadly, I pushed that BS onto my daughters too. But you know what, Nisa? That's it. When With my first two kids, I was very, very hard on them. Very hard on them. Required. I wanted everything to stay in place. Let me tell you something. I was so horrible with it that I would take my toilet paper out, and I talk about this all the time. I would take my toilet paper from out of, and the funniest thing is I'm still really weird about toilet paper right now today. Like I like it to look a certain kind of way. I like to stack my toilet paper on top of each other and make them look like a paper towel roll. Which is like the weirdest thing, but that's not something I remember my mama doing on anything, but it's almost like it's the one thing that I can control or something. And I just try and stay away from it now. But I went over my niece's house one time and she be buying the toilet paper like the big boat. And she keep her house very, very, very nice, right? But she bought her toilet paper in bulk. And honey, when you take them out when you take a certain amount of them out of the plastic, they start to kind of like fall over or whatever. And I walked into the room, and it was the room I was gonna stay in, that room for that night. I went right in that room and I got that toilet paper and straightened it up. When she walked back in the room to check on me later on that night when she was gonna get ready to go to bed, she came in there and she bust out laughing in the room. She say, "How I knew you was gonna touch my toilet paper? How I knew you was gonna straighten it up? It's just something about it. Just I cannot stand to see it like." It wasn't in no mess. It's still in the bag or whatever. But honey, I straightened the toilet paper up in the bag and like set it there. So it's just I still have my little things, but I'm telling you, we did not have I had a very nice bedroom with the ruffles all on the bed. I can still remember what my bedroom set was like. My brother had a nice bedroom set or whatever. But hell, we wasn't allowed to touch the bed covers. I remember one time my mama let a friend of mine come over to the house and she let her come in my room, and the only thing we could do was stand in front of the dresser and dance. But my friend didn't know not to like get on my bed, and she messed around and she leaned on my bed, and I was in that room freaking out because she had done ruffled up the covers or whatever on the bed. And I was like, I'm in there in a panic in the room trying to get these wrinkles or whatever out this comforter or whatever before my mama come in there and see that somebody done been on this bed, because I knew I was gonna get in trouble. So, it was just um and I look back at it and I'm very thankful, because and what happened to me to get me out of that, it was family members. I wasn't willing to let um our family members and stuff be on the street. So everybody wanted to, well, not everybody. I had an aunt that well, first of all, my mom passed away. I already was having kids on my own. My mom then passed away. Um I inherited her kids. Um, and then my aunt bought her kids to me, and they were supposed to come and spend time with me for 2 weeks, and she never came back and got them. So I became very, very overwhelmed with trying to keep my house put together, and it just broke me. I couldn't keep up with it no more. Yeah, it changed my life. And looking back on it, it was all worth going through it now, because you know it changed. Like right now, even though I'm not staying inside our house right now, we got tan furniture. Instead of me freaking out about the furniture getting dirty, I just went and bought a now my husband on the other hand, he a different kind of situation with it or whatever. But I just be like, I bought a furniture cleaner, just clean the furniture. It ain't that serious. You know what I'm saying? So, it was like he looking at it like, we should have had darker furniture than that. No, we can get lighter furniture, and you can clean it with the cleaning thing. Just not like you have to value your family more than you value stuff. Stuff gonna come and go. You only got one shot with your people. Not, and I'm not saying that you don't teach them how to take care of things or whatever, but you don't teach them to have more value on the stuff than the people. I feel so bad. I feel so bad, but that's all I knew. Absolutely. Nisa, and let me tell you something. It's a lot of people like that, but ain't nobody, a lot of people ain't willing to talk about it and say to it. I'm willing to say. That's how I said to you there, my kids, I've had conversations with my older kids because and you know, this is one of the things that I used to say to my mama all the time, like my sister them, Shalissa, them when they was growing up, they started when they was like 14, 13, 14. Well, when she was like 13, 14, my mama tell her to do something and she used to be like, man, please. I used to get mad at my mama because I'd be like, did she just smack her teeth at you? And my little brother and my sister them would do it too, and I just couldn't understand. I was like, man, you used to beat the hell out of us if we even you even thought. You better not even look the wrong way. You get your eyes crossed up or something, playing around. um and now I look back at it, and those things that made me mad at that point also made me happy with my mom, because then at that time I understood that she had changed for the better. She wasn't as hard on those kids as she was on me, especially, and my brother. She had definitely started to make some changes because she was, to me, in my opinion, she was very, very mean. She was not approachable. You couldn't talk to her about nothing. You couldn't advocate for yourself or know nothing. But there's a lot of people that ain't willing to say anything because they feel like um it's like taboo to say anything about the way that your upbringing is. Your upbringing is what your upbringing is. You can't change it. The truth is the truth. And what they say, the truth so shall set you free. So if you got to keep covering it up about how things really were, then can you truly be free? Can you truly be free? I mean, and then that saying, what goes on in this house, stay in this house. Could it be it stay in the house because you know you're doing something wrong? So, I feel so bad. That's all I knew. Living room furniture was oh, Lord Jesus. Nisi, that's a mouthful in its own. Your kids live inside of that house every day, all day, and they can't touch it, can't sit on it, but you can bring somebody over there that don't live there and they can sit on it all day long. Man, please. Just but listen, I'm not taking no dig at that. I'm saying that's some stuff right there that I would have been doing. Because that's what I learned from my mama. I remember us as kids, we sat on the floor all the time. That's crazy. I live now though. I know that. Hey, I know that's right. I know that's right. I look at things so different now. It's just like, okay, just clean it. Just pull out the furniture cleaner and just clean it. Flip the pillows over and clean it. Whatever it is, what it is. A guy I dated asked me about the plastic on the furniture. I let it go. Let me tell you something. When I first met my husband, I told y'all one time he had came over to my house, and I told him he couldn't sit on the furniture. I had chairs that went around the side of my bed or whatever. I told him to go in the room and sit on the chairs in the room. He told me, he said, if I can't sit down on this furniture, he said, I'm out of here. And I told him bye. And then when he left, I started crying. I started crying because he left. I used to have I put portraits and stuff on my sofa so people wouldn't sit on my chairs and stuff. That's how psycho I was. I tell you, I stand to the door and look at people knock on my door. And my mama was one of those people. I wouldn't let her in my house because I didn't want them. I didn't want my floors to get dirty. I didn't want nobody sitting on my furniture. I didn't want nobody walking on my rugs and all. I wanted everything to stay perfect. I was crazy. I also ain't had that many friends back then either. Wasn't allowed to even sit on a bed. Right, right. None of that stuff. But you know what? Hang around. Coffee with Kay always had an immaculate house. Always had an immaculate house. Beautiful. Everywhere she was. And she let her kids be free too. So she was a constant reminder of, not being so hard on your kids. Let them live. Let them live life in the house what they're growing up in, because later on in life they gonna remember it. And she had some active. She got all boys. She don't got now girl. Them boys was turning flips and all kinds of stuff. They knew not to tell nothing, but they lived life inside of their house and kept a beautiful house at that. I just so happened to tune in on the strawberries, and then after work I tuned back in and saw you crying. But today, hey baby, this the you I always know, laughing, smiling. I'm so glad. Yeah, it's gonna be ups and downs because this the first I've never been through anything like this right here, and I'm not gonna pretend and fake through whatever. Throughout this process, you're gonna see my ups and downs with me, and I'll be crying one day and then I'll be right back in this place laughing and smiling and talking. And I've been saying to y'all all week long that this is not what I want to make the content be. I want to get back into conversations where we have just like this right here, and the conversation turn into whatever it's gonna turn into. It don't always gotta be about this cancer thing or no none of that. Though I know it's gonna come up because it's part of life. This is life with Tashana over here. That's what we talk about, real life things. You see how Nisa just bought that stuff up right there, and it started a whole nother conversation. We don't know those things about other people, and a lot of us be ashamed of those because we don't talk about it. We don't say nothing about it. But those are things that we have to break off for our children. Anything too much of anything um ain't good for you. There's a balance that comes along with everything. Yeah, I even told y'all that about the garden. You start gardening and everything, there's a one point in your life where you will go absolutely crazy. Once you learn that you can grow some things, you will start to try to grow everything in the world, and you overwhelm yourself, and then you will come back down to earth and you will mellow out with it. Balance. Um, tell y'all I said, hey, I'm coming down in May, and I'm coming to see you. Period. All right, I'm gonna be waiting on it. Yes, yes, yes. um, I just chunk it all up to that was their way of love. I knew kids who didn't have rules. It was worse. Oh, now, Nisi, I definitely don't believe in kids not having rules at all. No, ma'am. Let me tell you something. One thing I can't stand is old disrespectful kid with no manners and what? No, I can't stand that. But there is a balance, to it. Ones that just get away with everything. Oh no, I can't. I can't do it. And in a lot of ways, and I look back and think too, the things that I went through in life has made me the person who I am right now today. Some good, some bad, but it still made me who I am today. So, you know, I ain't turn out too bad, did I? Short man, shoot, short man. Didn't let nothing stay in the house. He was outside fussing. Hey, go and slap off. I had that thick plastic on my furniture. LOL. At least I know a lot of people who had that plastic on their furniture. And then if you did sit on it, your butt was stuck to it and sweaty when you got up. My place was a beautiful showroom. That's what we all had, a beautiful showroom. Every picture that I had of the inside of my mama's house, everything, ain't nothing was out of place. And guess what? We had a fish tank. You better not touch that fish tank and put no fingerprints on it. You couldn't even go up to the fish tank. You know how kids want to put their hand on the fish tank and just look at the fish, touching the side of the fish tank? Yeah, you couldn't do none of that. Mm-mm. And my mama had white carpet in her living room. Worst nightmare ever. Worst nightmare ever. Yeah. See, my stuff ain't just come along with you better not do it or no nothing. My stuff came along with you might get cracked over your back with a broom if you make a mistake or something, you know. So it's like there's sometimes there's keep the place looking nice or whatever, but there's some things where you go too far with that. That's crazy, you know. That's what hey, that's what mine's at, honey. I had all boys and my bathroom was ruffled down. Ruffled down. I don't want to think about nobody. Let me tell you. And one time my husband got the boys and they went fishing one morning after I had my first baby girl. Child, I woke up and I think it was about 7 o'clock in the morning, and all I could smell was the smell of fish in my house. Man, I got up and walked in that kitchen. This Negro done cleaned a dang on fish in my kitchen. Ooh, you thought I cared about breakfast in bed or something? I might have messed it up. I might have messed that up for my whole life. But boy, let me tell you something. He had caught a big old, I mean, a big old tilapia, right? Fresh, huge tilapia. That thing had scales on it this big. Ooh, when I walked around that corner, one of those fish scales was stuck to my cabinet. Oh my God, you talking about somebody lost their everlasting mind? Oh my God, I was like, if you don't get that damn bleach and get that shit off of my, I had completely lost it. Child, lost all that. This man trying to go and catch you some food and cook you breakfast in bed after you done had his baby, and you in here going off about a fish scale that can be cleaned up later. Mm-mm. That was in a time during my life when you couldn't even, if you ate something, you wash that dish soon as it get done. I don't want no dishes sitting in my sink. I don't want nothing out of place. And every night I'm calling the boys, y'all come pull this stove and stuff out so we can clean behind it. Yeah, just all over the place. Yeah, it's just crazy like that. No, but it there is a lot and then there is too much. My stuff came with too much. It was over the top. Just, you know, and for me to be able to tell that story, now I can go back and think about, I wonder what my mama's life was like. Cuz who taught her? You know, when you taught that's what you do. A lot of that stuff you learn that from your parents, right? Somebody introduced it to you that you were around for a long period of time. So you pick up those things from them and then you start to implement them in your children's life. And then at some point it should hit you with something that says, I didn't like when this was done to me, so let me switch it up. You do something different, you know. And some people make they reason with it in their mind and they find a way to make it okay that you do it. Um until later on in life when your kids start to tell you how mean and nasty you were, you know. So, but yeah, I began to understand that somewhere in my mama's life, this stuff that she implemented onto us, this stuff was being done to her by somebody. Because I don't know a lot of y'all if y'all know that my mom was she was given up for adoption. So she was adopted, and a lot of things that and she was given up for adoption to her granny or something, and then she later reunited with her mom, and but my mom turned out a lot different from her kids. When I think when I go back and look at my the children that my grandma did raise, well, the two daughters that she did raise, they got older and gave their children away. No matter how hard it got for my mom or whatever, she never gave her kids away. Like she stuck with her kids. And so um for that it's kind of was like, I'm thankful that the separation happened along in there some kind of way or whatever. But you start to understand things a little bit different when you get older and you have your own kids. So you went from plastic on your furniture, no one come by, and now you in the earth growing and nurturing your plants. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't focus too much on that, but my kids just know that okay, if you make a big mess in your room on this day, then Saturday you gonna spend the first part of your day cleaning this mess up and getting it back you know back where it go at. And it's just is what it is. You allow them to live in their thing or whatever, and then as a parent, when you get tired of looking at it, and my day was always on Saturday. Okay, you got to get in here and get this mess cleaned up. And then don't tell me that you cleaned it up and then I go in there and check it out. Okay, then if you ain't did what it is that you asked to do, they already knew that automatically means okay. Now we gonna do some real cleaning now. Hey, if I ask you, did you get it's specific things that I would give them on that Saturday? Did you do this thing right here? I used to write it on a note. This is what you need to make sure you get done tomorrow. Write it on a piece of paper. I stopped doing that stuff where I stand over them to watching them and making sure they get it done and all of that stuff because you're old enough and I shouldn't have to do that to you. I'm gonna go on about my business because I don't want to be hovering over you like a helicopter and all of that. Start to relinquish things a little bit more as you get older. Teach them to be responsible and you don't have to stand over the top of them and watch them do everything. So if I ask you, okay, now, because now you want to come out in the garden with me and do all this kind of stuff. Okay, did you do everything that I gave you on your list? Yeah, we did it. We did it. For a while, I start to, let them slide with it. Come on, then. You come on out and do what you're going to do or whatever, right? Um, and then I go in the house and find out later on they ain't did none of this stuff. So I'm like, okay, so then now I gotta go and check behind them later on before, I just let them loose. Then when they start to know mama coming to check behind them, and then if you ain't did it right, I'm gonna pull everything out in that area that I told you about. And now we gonna go through it. We probably gonna get rid of some of this stuff, and then we gonna organize it and whatever. And guess what? This time, I done went and got me a chair, and I done sat down in the room with you, cause now I'm finna watch you do it. So then, if you start to do that, oh, you gonna get it done right, like I asked you to get it done the first time. So, and then too, the other thing about that is, I will start off like with fussing or whatever, but before it was over with, me and my kids we'll be in there laughing about something, and then my girls will be like, it looked real nice. I like the way we just did that. Mm-mm. No, I like the way you just did it. I just pulled the shit out, and now you had to clean it back up. So it was kind of like that. So you know, we have to figure out a way to break these generational curses and teach each other instead of beating the heck out of each other about everything. And yeah, there was no accident. There was no accident. So yeah, you want to. Oh, coffee. If you saying what I think you saying, you weren't allowed to make no mistakes. Ain't no such thing as an accident. You better not make no accident. Yes, fish cleaner only on the outside. Now, if my husband was still alive, I wouldn't say nothing about nothing. See, Nisi, what those are the kind of things. And and now if you would hear me say my husband don't never cook or know nothing, well then if the times that he do come in there and maybe he don't do things the same way that you do them, but when he come in there to do something, if he just gonna get cussed out about the way that he do things, why would he want to do things? Just because other people don't do things necessarily the way that you do it, don't necessarily make it wrong. I didn't give him a chance to see, was he gonna clean this up after he finished doing it. But I couldn't understand that we had a backyard and everything, that he can go out there and clean it out there. And that he decided to do it inside of the house. It just made absolutely. And me growing up, I ain't never seen nobody clean no fish on the inside of the house. So, and and let me say this right here. First of all, he didn't scale the fish. My husband never scales fish, right? he actually fillets them. So when I think about it now, it could have been as he's filleting it, he hit against one of the the scales on the fish, and it flew up there on it flew up there on the cabinet, because he always fillet fish. He never do the skin thing on fish. So it's like, now you go and think about those things, and those kinds of things put things into perspective. But of course, when we get down to that right there, it's already too late to be trying to put it into perspective. So, sometimes you just gotta put a little bit of thought into it, take a deep breath, and let it be what it gonna be. So, my alarm clock goes off at 4:45, so I'm gonna close my eyes, my love. I'm gonna tune in later. Love you, Coffee. You enjoy your rest. Right. Very true. We have more choices than our parents did. We absolutely do. We absolutely do. And then, just thinking back, I will always tell the truth about what my story is, but in the back of my mind, I may not get to say every time that I tell one of my stories that I tell that I forgive my mom, and I still love her, because they come from a place that they didn't have the same options that we had. There are certain things implemented on them to make sure that they was able to show up live the next day. You know, um, things had to be taught a certain way. So when you out there moving along about your business, that you was able to make it home and whatever like that. So I have like consideration for that. There's a lot of things that happen, earlier in the years, according to what situations your parents and stuff was in. So, you know, sometimes you have to learn how to give grace. Um, in certain situations, we have more choices than our parents. Yes, we do. Lisa, I'm sorry. Peace to your heart. Absolutely. Um, remember, remember your chore chart. It was real. Absolutely, absolutely. You had a chore chart. Everybody knew just what it was they were supposed to do. That thing had to move like fine oil. Yes, it did. You This is your chore and this is your chore, and it always seemed to work out for us. But I'm telling you, when you talking about raising 14 children, ain't nowhere in the world your house gonna stay clean all day long. So I just had to come to terms with, it is gonna be what it is. And Saturday was my day when I ran all of my kids out of my house, and that's when every nook and cranny was getting clean, the floors was getting mopped, and you kids staying outdoors. I'm bringing lunch. The only reason you coming inside this house to get you something to drink or go and use the bathroom. Other than that, lunch was served at the park. I don't give a dang if I had to feed the whole park. Lunch was being served at the park. And they gonna eat 4 meals in one day. The drinks and every dang on thing. Sometimes we just do a cookout outside on the driveway. Feed everybody children all the time. Always there, because Saturday was my day for my stuff to stay like I liked it. After that Saturday was over there, I knew I ain't have a chance. I remember a map, how my room looked when I get home from school, and other things to do if I was finished. Mm-hmm. Good night, Coffee. Okay, I'm gonna say good night to everyone. Y'all all, God bless you, good people. God bless you too, Tammy, and thank you for coming through, and thank you for all your support. Thank you very, very much. Um, Good night to you guys, Coffee, and to you all as well. Um, night to everybody. Night. Didn't give him a chance. Yes, that part. I push this BS on everyone I love. And that's all right, Tammy. When you get the realization of it, um, it ain't much you can do about it except for go back and the acknowledgement of you did it, instead of pretending like it didn't happen because it doesn't feel good to you or whatever is the thing that gets you to move to that next spot and whatever. And that's the things that I do. I personally go to my kids and I can acknowledge if I did something wrong, if they can tell me about something I did, absolutely I did that, and it wasn't the right decision to make, but it was what I knew back then. You know, a lot of my kids didn't even realize my oldest kids didn't even realize that I was 14 and 16 years old when I had them. So for them that was shocking all in its own. It was like, especially them looking at my kids that I have that's 14 and 15. I was like, do the math. Do the math and see how old I was when I gave birth to you. I know what the heck I was doing. And some of those kids came by way of force, which is something that I haven't talked about yet. But true. But I did what I had to do. They say include me and mine. But hey Miss Kim. But y'all, I'm going to I don't have anything that I'm doing tomorrow. All that's required of me is to get me some rest and just chill out. That's all I got to do. Well, today is tomorrow already. So I enjoyed coming through and talking to y'all. I never figured that today would turn out the way that it did, and it was an amazing thing. And I know it partly turned out the way that it did because of the prayers that I had of the people, us joining together. Where two or three are gathered together, there shall he also be. And I just truly believe that, and I appreciate you all for all the prayers and stuff that y'all done sent up thus far. And I always tell y'all tenfold, tenfold. I really appreciate y'all for that. Um, for coming over here hanging out with Life with Tashana, because you could have chose to be anywhere, but you decided to come over and spend your time with me, and for that I am very, very grateful. Yeah, come over here and let me be contagious and talk y'all into this gardening stuff over here. But probably tomorrow night we're gonna go back and we're gonna check on our strawberries. I still left them on the table drying out so we can move on to our next thing. And then shortly thereafter, Miss Kim asked us to do okra. So we're gonna do okra seeds together. So anybody who wanna do okra or whatever, y'all go ahead and find y'all some okra seeds now. Go ahead and find your okra seeds so we can have us some pretty okra plants growing all over the place and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So tomorrow we will continue on to our strawberries. And what, like my girl said, we planting Shauna berries. That's the first time I heard of that. That cracked me up. So that's what we're gonna do next. After we get our strawberries planted, we gonna push us some okras down in the ground and see what they do. I know we got some people that saying they're gonna try to grow them on the inside. We gonna get to see different ways or hear about what's going on with people's plants and stuff. And for those of y'all, I like have an idea. I have Instagram, but I don't really use it. I don't post anything over there on Instagram. But I think what I can do is like for those of you all who don't really want to, do no page or no nothing, you don't really want to be a content creator, but you want to share with how your plants and stuff, you can take pictures of your plants and stuff and you can inbox them to me over on Instagram, and then I can share them over here and show pictures of them on our page, as we grow together. And I can even post them over on Instagram of what we doing in the garden and probably convince some people over there to come and grow with us, just keep growing. So that would be a way of for the people who don't necessarily want to come on and do anything like that. And then we'll possibly start coming on from StreamYard. So I drop links or whatever, so that if you want to come up and you don't necessarily have to show yourself, but you can show your plants and stuff so that we can share with each other, the progress of what we all growing together. And I think that would be an amazing thing, in whichever way we growing. Even in the conversation that we had tonight, that conversation is helping somebody else grow and to know that they don't have to stay in those places. Because Nisa, you do know it's some people on here listening to what we was talking about tonight with how we did things or whatever, and having that conversation made them think about a different way that they able to do those things. And that's why, for me, it's not always comfortable to talk to people about everything or whatever, but when it hit me and I feel like it's something that I need to get up off my chest, I'm going to talk about it, and then I'll just deal with it because it's the truth. And if I'm going to get beat up about the truth, then ain't that the same thing what they did to Jesus? They beat him up about the truth. Go ahead and beat me up then. So, well, Miss Kim, I'm gonna put it to you like this right here. Just know, like that's gonna be the next thing on our agenda to do the okra. Of course, I don't want to start it without you. So when you ready to, cause see, I already got the okra seeds. It ain't nothing for me to go into that. But I would like to, if we're gonna do it together, then let's do it together. So you make the call and you let me know when you ready, and then we gonna do Miss Kim's okra plants. Okay, that's what we gonna do. So whenever you ready, then you let me know, and then we gonna move on to our okra. We just gonna keep on telling the people, reminding the people about it, so that they know the next thing we got planned on the list is us some okra plants. And in between that time, any seeds y'all be getting from out of your fresh fruit and stuff like that, or your fresh vegetables and stuff, save some of those seeds to the side, and then y'all come up with the next thing, because it could be like cucumbers, bell peppers. There's so many things. Squash. You can take seeds from out of all of that stuff and put it on paper towels and stuff and grow it. So let's just keep growing together. Give me something to do while I have to be sitting down doing this right here. So, that's what we can do. But all right, y'all, we done intertwined the garden and all kinds of conversations and all of the day. The day turned out really good. And so now the only thing we got to do is say good night until sometime tonight. Because today is the next day. I sound so confused right now. But, anyways, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Only thing we have to do is say good night, because we are continuing to grow. Point blank, period. High class gardeners. That's right, niece. High class gardeners. And those of you all who don't know what a high class gardener is, a high class gardener is we just make sure we're growing something in our yard at all times. And as we grow things into the yard, we also grow along with those things that we grow in the garden. The only thing about that is while we growing that stuff out there, we don't play around with no bugs, no snakes, no worms, and definitely no frogs. That, my friend, qualifies us as high class gardeners. Well, Miss Shauna Dean, how do you get those bugs and stuff off your plants? Child, we have other people to do that right there. That's what make us high class right there. Because we ain't playing with those. And in real life, we don't play with people that show up in those ways. Because people can show up in all of those ways. Like the snake. You can have a person that's shows up as a snake. Y'all get the gist of it. But that's what it is to be a high class gardener. And to become a high class gardener, all you got to do is hit that like button, the subscribe button, and just show up so we can all be high class gardeners together. Okay, y'all beautiful people, have an amazing night, and again, tenfold to you all.